I'm Angelica Hale, and I'm so excited to be on Capitol Hill talking to real members of Congress. I'm here for the 5th Annual Kidney Patient Summit. Kidney patients like me from all over the country are here to meet with lawmakers and tell them about why kidneys are so important to your health. With me are Congresswoman Herrera Butler from Washington State and Congressman Posey from Florida, and we're in his office, which is super cool. Congressman Posey, my first question is to you. Do you know where your kidneys are?
Yes, Angelica, they're in my lower back above my hips.
Yes, exactly, yes. That's awesome. A lot of people don't even know where their kidneys are. Like, when I read, when I found out about that, I was like, oh my gosh, because, I got a kidney transplant too, and I thought they were, near here. But, when I found out about my back, I'm like, wow. But, yeah, and do you know what your kidneys do?
Yes, they cleanse and they remove toxins.
Yes, exactly.
No kidneys. No, nothing.
Exactly, yes, you're right. Kidneys are so important, just as important as any part of your body. So what can we do in our visits today on Capitol Hill to educate other members of Congress?
Pretty much like what you're doing now. You're a good ambassador, Angelica.
Thank
so the more people you meet, the more people are going to be tuned in. I got brought into the circle by a friend named Rich Salick, and he was a championship surfer and karate fighter until he developed kidney disease. He had a transplant, actually had more than one transplant.
Oh, wow.
But he introduced me to a young lady, 12 years old, named Jessica Harder, back in the 90s when I was in the state legislature. And Jessica had her first transplant, but the kidney was dying because she could not afford the immune suppressive drugs.
Oh yes,
and
that's what I'm on too. Yeah.
Yes, and is bad news.
Yes.
And here the state, paid for the surgery and the transplant, and all the effort that goes into one of those and all the sacrifice, and then they wouldn't pay for the pharmaceuticals necessary to keep it alive, and it died.
What? Oh,
yes.
no.
And so fortunately there was another donor. And she had a second one, and they weren't paying for it until Rich introduced me to her, and we worked the Florida legislature and got them to change the law so that they were required to pay for that. Even adults, if you require that surgery, you're too sick to work. And so if there's not a way to have the pharmaceutical requirements paid for, it's a terrible loss.
Yes, it is very sad, but that's why it is very important to me that you guys are talking to me today, because it takes a village to bring all this together, and I know together everyone, we can really make a difference. So Congresswoman Herrera Butler, when I was 4, my kidney stopped working. My mom gave me her kidney to save my life, and I know your daughter also had a kidney transplant, and also I know that her name is Abigail, which is funny because my baby sister is named Abigail too. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So my daughter, when I was pregnant with her, she was my first kiddo, I found out early on in my pregnancy that she had no kidneys.
Oh my
God. A lot of people I've met in this space, their kidneys broke, and then they needed dialysis, then they got a transplant. We were unique. She never had kidneys. I don't know why. We don't have a good explanation, but other kiddos do have this diagnosis. Yes. Well, we came face to face with it. We fought through that pregnancy to keep her. I got saline injections that helped her lungs grow, because lungs are a big part of it.
Yes.
She was born and she was breathing, but the problem was she still didn't have kidneys.
Yes.
She was about 2 pounds, 12 ounces, about 2 cubes, 2 sticks or pounds of butter. And she was breathing well. She was very fierce, but she needed dialysis. You know what this is like.
Yes.
We ended up down at Stanford Children's Hospital. It's Lucille Packard Children's Hospital at Stanford, and they put a little cut. Her skin was paper thin, but they put the cuff in. We did peritoneal dialysis. Is that the kind of dialysis you did?
Yes,
Exactly.
Yes.
So we liked PD because eventually it meant we got to do it at home, and she got dialyzed every day.
Yeah, because when I was at home, I got to travel everywhere. I just had to bring a machine with me.
We brought that machine. We've taken that machine and our big giant boxes of fluid. We took it all over. So she was on dialysis for about 2.5 years until she was big enough to get a kidney, right? We give adult kidneys to kiddos.
Yes.
Till she was big enough to get an adult kidney from my husband. And so now our Abigail divides our family. So I have a son, Ethan, who's 20 months. And she divides us into her and Daddy have one kidney. Mommy and Ethan have 2 kidneys. So it's kind of a cool kids club. Just to have that one kidney.
Yeah, I know, right?
That was a miracle baby that everybody in Congress prayed for.
Oh yeah.
It was like supposed to be 0% survival rate for her.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's quite wrong. And here's the great news. She was the first, but now she's not the only. And because of the efforts here, people here with Kidney Foundation, people across the nation saying you can do dialysis on young kiddos. They're worth it. They're worth saving.
Absolutely.
There are others who've had her diagnosis and who have lived. One who's been transplanted. We was just talking to another mom about this. BRA mom is what I call them, in the last couple of days. So I love it that we have a young ambassador to say, this is what I've gone through, this is what I've done, you can do it too. And then you've got folks like us who are we're gonna do everything we can to make sure to support the kidney community and those who need transplants.
That's amazing. She sounds absolutely amazing. Hope she's doing well now. Yeah.
She's doing great.
What do you hope for other kids who may have needed transplant?
First, I hope for, and I fight for justice in the system. One of the things I came to find out is if you're a pediatric patient, right, everybody with ESRD has both the blessing and the curse of being involved with Medicare, right? It's a blessing, but the problem with Medicare is it's for older Americans.
Yes.
So if you need to see a specialist and you're a kiddo, pediatricians don't take Medicare generally. And so for us, I've learned I'm having to fight through this system, and I'm doing it so that all kidney kids will get, Medicare will serve them and their needs as it happens versus having to, parents have to fight through this bureaucracy. So I'm hoping that there's some more fairness and equity in that system, that we can make some changes there.
Yes.
I'm also, we're working on continuing, my hope is that, the story that you told was perfect. That immunosuppressive coverage will go longer than just 3 years, because you're going to need that kidney longer, right?
Yeah, because I'm always kind of scared every single day, because I always strive to drink water, stay healthy.
Yep, drink your water. Drink your water.
Yes, but it's a battle, trying to keep your kidney healthy, because you never know how long it'll last. But if you take care of your kidneys well,
it's going to last longer.
It's going to last longer. But yeah, Congressman Posey, I can tell you care so much about people with kidney disease too, and also Herrera Butler. How did you start helping people with kidney disease?
Well, after we got the immunosuppressive drugs for Jessica, we made sure it was in law for everybody. And my friend Rich in 2000, I'm guessing it was 2012 maybe, started a walk with NFK, the National Kidney Foundation, and we do it every year, and I help sponsor that. I go when I speak to it, because so much of the importance is on awareness. I mean, there's 26 million people with kidney disease. Half of them don't even know it yet, but until we find a 100% cure, we're going to do everything that we can for the awareness and the treatment.
That's amazing, because what you did back then really affected everyone, because I got sick at that time, and I started taking immunosuppressant medicine. I still do, so thank you very much. But Congresswoman Herrera Butler, how can we help make kidney disease a national priority?
Well, voices like yours. This is the one thing we probably tell all of our residents who come in and meet with us. You have to be at the table, quite literally. You have to be the one that's there advocating. Congress has a million amazing things to be working on. It's not for lack of good ideas or worthy goals. It's what rises to the top, and the way that you help us, right, as kidney families, raise this issue to the top is by advocating. It's by clicking likes on your Facebook, by pushing this live stream out to your friends and your neighbors, right? It's by making sure that people are aware of it, and that really rises it to the top. We're working on right now a bill, the Living Donor Protection Act, which takes away the barriers to folks like your mom, right, who gave you a kidney. We want to make it so where if they need to return to work, they're not going to get discriminated against, right? Or they can purchase life insurance without being held to an unfair standard. We need that bill to pass. So by raising this awareness, we're going to get more members of Congress to co-sponsor it, right? And then we're going to push it across the House floor. So really, you're doing it.
Thank you. That's why I love my ambassador job, really. I am very grateful, and it's really an honor to be meeting with you guys and to be part of this thing. And thank you for talking to me. Thank you both for caring about people like me and loving and joining me at the Kidney Patient Summit. Tonight, around 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, I will be singing at a congressional reception honoring other great lawmakers just like you guys. So don't forget to tune in to Facebook to see it live. Before we go, I actually have a present for you. I have 2 kidney pins. Pass it around, guys. Yes, of course, yes.
We'll take it.
And to let you guys know, and everyone watching this live, March is also National Kidney Month. So I just want to remind people to take care of your kidneys. Drink water, exercise, eat right, and remember to, do it with me, guys, heart your kidneys.
Heart your kidneys.
Thanks, guys. Bye, everybody. See you tonight on the Facebook Live. Mwah! Woo!